Hello, YouTube and Brodies and people watching my video. Sorry I'm kind of a mess tonight. Pajamas! It's finals weekend and I have 2 finals on Monday and today is Saturday and I should probably be studying for that, but that's not happening right now because today Daring Don't came out, which is the latest episode of My Little Pony, and I just felt like it was worth talking about. So it's another Dave Polsky episode, and if you're not familiar with who Dave Polsky is, he's one of the writers for MLP. He wrote episodes like Filling Pinky King, Over a Barrel, Games Ponies Play, Too Many Pinkie Pies, and Spike at Your Service. I don't like any of them. I know that's harsh. I don't think Too Many Pinkie Pies was very bad, but I think a lot of us can agree that Over a Barrel and Spike at Your Service are probably some of the weakest episodes in MLP. And my problem with him is that a lot of times he does very stereotypical children's TV show themes, such as clones, or the morals at the end are really weird. So Daring Don't was no exception. It definitely is one of the better ones. I felt like it was probably up there with Too Many Pinkie Pies, which is probably the best one he's written. Nonetheless, I felt like this episode was lacking in many places, and so I pretty much rewrote it. And here's how I think the episode should have been. So the beginning of the episode we saw starts off with Rainbow Dash going up to Fluttershy very excitedly because it's exactly 4 months until the book comes out. How I would have written it is that Rainbow Dash still goes to Fluttershy, but she's really excited because she found out that the author, not A.K. Yearling, but Twilight Velvet, who is revealed in the comics to be the author of Daring Do, is coming to visit Ponyville on an author tour to showcase her new book. So she's really excited about that. And because it is Twilight's mom, we get to see a little bit of a mother-daughter relationship maybe at the end of the episode, but the main portion of the episode still focuses on Rainbow Dash. So Rainbow Dash is ecstatic about Twilight Velvet coming, and so she's trying to decide what she wants to do when she meets her. It could be kind of similar to at the gala where she's all thinking about what she wants to do, but it would be maybe a different take on it where eventually she gets to thinking about her fanfic. And that's where the main body of the episode could be similar to what Dave Polsky wrote, with an adventure-based thing where she's inserted herself into the story helping out Daring Do. Once you get through that, it ends up that Twilight Velvet's coming and she decides that she's going to show her fanfic to Twilight Velvet. And Twilight Velvet is very kind to her and she suggests that maybe Rainbow Dash should start writing her own stories, her own original work. Rainbow Dash kind of takes it to heart and decides that she wants to write stories about the adventures she's had with her friends or about her journey to becoming a Wonderbolt, which is still a goal she wants to achieve because becoming an author isn't going to change her dream, but it's a way of expressing herself. Because I think a lot of people out there are artists, so to speak, because I consider authors a form of artist, but they also have other careers or aspirations. Like, I'd like to write a book someday, but I still want to work with wildlife. Rainbow Dash takes a more historical, realistic approach, but is still really inspired by the adventure in the Daring Do novels that have inspired her to read and become an author at this point. At the very end of the episode, she goes to record in the new journal they introduced in Castlevania about her goal to become, to write her first novel, and she gets a lot of support from her friends. They all offer to help her edit, especially Twilight, who's pretty literate, and offer their own perspective of things that happen. For instance, if she decides to write about their journey with Discord, Fluttershy could give her perspective going against Discord, that type of thing. Rainbow Dash goes on to remark on how she never thought of becoming an author before, but that ponies can have more than one talent or passion, and while she's excited to continue reaching her dreams of becoming a Wonderbolt, she is also excited to write about it as well. As you can see, I didn't keep very many points of Dave Polsky's episode. Number 1, Daring Do is not a real person, and I follow along with the canon of the comic. I think it could have been a lot more interesting if the author was Twilight Velvet rather than A.K. Yearling. Secondly, it could have been that Daring Do was real if Twilight Velvet was still the author. So what if it was a collaboration? What if Daring Do sent Twilight Velvet her adventures and Twilight Velvet put them into books? Thirdly, there wouldn't be a lot of interaction from the other characters like there was in this episode. You would see mostly Twilight and Rainbow Dash, but a main focus on Rainbow Dash. This could be a Rainbow Dash episode. And in this episode, Rainbow Dash would have character growth. That was one problem in Daring Don't, is that Rainbow Dash didn't have any character growth, really. And I found her character to be extremely obnoxiously written in that episode. It just didn't seem like her. She's usually very headstrong, and then she was very nervous and stalkery. It didn't make sense to me. And that's pretty much how I would have fixed Daring Don't, because I didn't like it, and that's kind of how it is. Sorry. I think a lot of people can like this episode. It's not a bad episode, but I went into it with pretty low expectations once I saw that it was Dave Polsky, because he never fails to disappoint me. Oh, games ponies play.